Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's video. It has been a minute. I am sorry. I have not been making videos for a while. I've just been streaming, and to me, I just like to stream. I'm not a fan of doing editing and all that stuff, but I needed to make this video. My brain, I've been trying to make this for a while, so to cut to the chase. Overwatch 2 PvE has been cancelled, and as many of you know, most of you know that. After all, I'm a guy with less than 400 subscribers who's trying to make videos about games. So of course, most of you who are actually interested into this game would know that the PvE has been cancelled. To give you a quick summary, basically they decided about 8 months before the game was released they were going to cancel the PvE and not give us what was promised, which was the skill trees and the replayable factor of the story missions. Instead, they're going to give us these story missions where we are still going to get the story part aspect, which, obviously I'm still going to be playing because I am interested in the story, and that is one of the most interesting parts of Overwatch, is the story part. But besides that, it's going to be like kind of like an archive mission before, where you would play it once, play it twice, if you want to play a different character, and you would get into it and be like, cool, that was fun, and then that's it. That would be it. You'd fight some enemies, and then you do a mission, that's it. We're going to be getting that maybe once a season, starting season 6, so not even getting it in the next season, which is about 10 days from now, or 6 days from now, June 13th, so we're not even getting it next season. We still have to wait another 2 months. But the game itself is just depressing. We waited 4 years for a game that was promised to us, and they let the game die. The first one, they didn't give it any more updates. They left it there, and they just said, hey, good luck, but don't worry, because this wait will be worth it. We're gonna just keep waiting, and we're gonna get you something good. We got this PvP, we're cooking, or PvE, we're cooking, and then we just didn't get shit. So yeah, it is what it is. But in other news, actually no, my bad. Let me delve a little more deeper into what I'm trying to say. So I'm pulling up an article here, and let's see the reasoning. So let's see here. So it says so Aaron Keller, who is the director of, or like one of the directors of Overwatch, he says that the hero mode has been in development since Overwatch was launched in 2016, and that it apparently was a part of the vision the team had for Project Titan. Project Titan was a cancelled MMO game that team was working on originally, but then Overwatch was born from it. So not all was lost, but I digress. He says, when we launched Overwatch in 2016, we quickly started thinking about what's next. He wrote, begin on the PvE portion of the game, and we steadily continued shifting more and more of the team to work on those features. Keller said that the development continued on the hero mode. The scope simply grew too big. We were trying to do too many things at once, and we lost focus. We had an exciting but gargantuan vision, and we were continuously pulling resources away from the live game to attempt to realize it. So what he's saying there is, in the original game, in Overwatch 1, we were getting, monthly updates. Not as frequently as Overwatch 2 has been. So I will say in that department, yes, Overwatch 2 does get more, or updates. But yeah, the game, is getting maybe monthly updates, like maybe once or every 2 months, and then heroes would be like spread apart from 3 to 6 months and stuff like that. But yeah, so what he's saying is in the last year after BlizzCon 2019, Echo was the last hero, and then that was it. They just left. They left the game, and they ran the same old events for 3 to 4 years in a row, and it just died. The game died. In the first few years of Overwatch's prime, the game was regularly updated with holiday-themed content, but around, so it says here, but around 2019, when the second game was announced, the game went for 2 years between hero releases, when they had been previously around 4 to 5 months. And as Overwatch 2 continued, the team made the decision to essentially bifurcate. I don't know how to say that, but it says the game's release, rather than continuing to delay it, the competitive multiplayer part of the game would come first, and then the PvE later. So Overwatch 2 launched. Okay, so Keller says, after Overwatch 2 launched, we started refining our plans for future seasons. Keller wrote, as those plans grew, we tried to find ways to make all of our ambitions fit together in a plan that we believed in. We couldn't. So, we made the difficult decision to cut hero missions and start planning for the future. He apologized and acknowledging just how much of the Overwatch community and developed team were interested in the mode, while taking personal responsibility in this failure. He continues to say that this has been hard for us, but as the director on this project, I have to make my best decision and put the game and the community first, even when these decisions are disappointing. In this case, I've trouble pivoting from a vision that just isn't working, and for that, I would like to apologize to the players on our team. I'm sorry. And so yeah, it's not their fault. You know, they didn't have the team size, and they didn't have the resources. They just didn't have everything that they needed to give us what they had shown us. And it sucks, but game development is tough. And I remember at first when this came out that he was saying that if they were to continue these hero missions and continue to do this, it could be years down the line, because of the fact that if they want to keep Overwatch 2 alive, they have to update it. They need to put PvP in. They need to give us new heroes, give us balance updates, give us events, give us things that we want to have so we can continue to play the game. Yet, in the case of that, what they decide to do is they need to either give us, these updates, or once again pull another Overwatch 1 and pull the plug and just do the story missions. And I think if that's the reasoning and that's the case, then I believe this is the best decision for them to make. And while it does suck, and of course I wanted this PvE and many others did, you gotta realize it's not their fault. It's not. They had no power in changing this fact. They tried to make this game as good as possible for us, but yet they couldn't. And they couldn't give us what they had promised. And I think that even though we're still getting something, the game will never be what it was advertised as. And I was saying earlier that one reason why I believe they made this game free was because they knew the selling point of this game wasn't the PvP mode and wasn't the new heroes. It was, maybe a little bit yes to the new heroes, but it wasn't the PvP. It was the story mode. And so if they were to sell this game to us, if we would have paid money, and then have to deal with the fact that, they false advertised due to the, lies basically what I'm trying to say is, the game that was shown in 2019, that build would have never came. So if we were to purchase this game and then been sold a different game completely without them telling us, then they would have big problems on their hands, which is most likely why they made this game free, because technically you didn't pay anything for it. Sure, you downloaded the game, but it was free, so you didn't have to buy anything, and therefore you can't do anything when it comes to a legal action of you buying a false product. You know, like, you can't do that because you didn't buy anything, you didn't put money into it. And buying a battle pass and buying skins, that doesn't fucking count, because that's not, you know, that's a different completely thing. That's selling you inside something inside the game, not selling you a part or the game itself. If that makes sense. But anyways, that's my thoughts on Overwatch 2. I still will play the game, but not the same. So anyways, y'all, thank you very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.